Shani, my friend, welcome to my show, Leadership and Personal Branding. I remember when I first met you, you were one of the first keynote speakers. You gave a speech about your time is not my time. So I won't waste too much time to get started on this. And I've looked into your background a bit, and I see what you're doing. You are helping other writers market their books. You yourself, you've written 3 books, 4 books, and one of the books, which I think is one of your biggest inspiration to what you're doing now and why you want to impact other lives. So if it wasn't for that conference, we will not be meeting here today. And the only reason why we met is because I decided to show up and you decided to show up also. Simply showing up will lead to chance meetings by Dr. Mansour. So before we start, why don't you introduce yourself and tell people who you are?
Thank you so much, Felix, for inviting me on your platform. Hello, everyone. My name is Shani Smith. I am an author, a speaker, a mother, a friend, and a mentor. And I really enjoy helping other people succeed because within my life, I've had people to come alongside of me, even as a child, to help me with my school assignments, helping me with really trying to decide what direction I wanted to take as far as my career choices. And I believe now through my experiences, I've worked in a professional career for 20 years now. So I believe I can help other people with their careers if they're having some type of indecision or hesitation, or even also if they're interested in starting a business while they're working. I can help with that also.
I think you have a good mission to help people. Most people in their lives, at any moment in their life, at any stage, they're unsure of how to proceed. And most of the time, we all look elsewhere until we are redirected back to ourselves. And that's when we get to know our unique potential. When we explore our unique potential, I think we will reach all the different stages in life. The success that we want to get into all those stages in life, we will reach those moments. Once you reach to the first one, you achieve that goal, satisfaction lasts for a few minutes, and then you go for more. Maybe in terms of all your personal brand, can you tie it to one of your books that you've written, and what's the highlight from that book you want people to know?
I'll have to say the very first book that I wrote is entitled "I Didn't Part My Lips: Survival Strategies for Introverts Living in an Extroverted World." And you may think, okay, that title, "I Didn't Part My Lips," where did it come from? This came from a saying from my grandmother. She would be on the phone with her friends from church, and then in a part of the conversation, she would say, "And you know what? I didn't part my lips." And that phrase just stuck. And for me, the phrase meant that she would try to tell people, okay, this is what you need to do. This is how it should go. But they would ignore her. So she's like, okay, I'm not going to say anything. And for me, this ties to introverts. Like, they don't say anything. They just kind of let people do what they do. They may have their own opinion about things, but they keep it to themselves and only share it with people who they feel that they can trust and they feel comfortable around. So this was the idea for the book, where I just talk about the different ways that introverts feel and how really to explain to extroverts that yes, we do have an opinion, we have something to say. We may not speak up every time we have something to say, but we do speak up when it's most important.
Yeah, maybe I can add something there before you go to the next one. I went to one of the engineering conferences earlier this year, and I met one of the speakers there who was training engineering leaders how to present with confidence, to present technical topic with confidence. And she talked about voice. finding our own voice and how people should love their voice. Actually, at the end of the presentation, I went to her, tell me, how can I love my voice? And she told me, you have a very beautiful voice. So, so from since that day that I started, I came up with a lot of quotes around voice. Like, for example, you have a powerful voice. Use it every day to showcase who you are and to speak on your own behalf. For example, something like that. And her main point was if you don't love your voice, if you don't say anything, you will miss out on opportunities when you are needed to speak the most. And so, what you are saying for introverts, I know it's a situation that sometimes they have no control of, but it's also a learned experience. But if people keep staying quiet, even for me,
Right.
I never spoke for a long time when for some things which I should have spoken
Mhm.
on. So it's a good point on that. Anything else you want to add to your book and how
Yeah,
it ties to your, yeah?
just for the this book that I'm telling you about, I didn't part my lips. It's really to teach introverts to be true to who they are, but then show them ways to express themselves so the world can know their ideas.
Can you talk about your other book about,
Yes, my latest book is available in paperback and hard copy.
yeah,
Mindful Mama.
Mindful Mama, and the other one
Mindful
is,
Mama.
yeah. What's the fine
Yep.
text on the book? Mindful Mama and,
It's navigating single motherhood entrepreneurship with intentionality.
yeah.
And
Oh,
this is essentially a journal
yeah,
for single mothers. It's a 50-day journal, but they can purchase other copies
yeah,
to extend their systematic approach to planning their day, to problem solving,
yeah,
and to really celebrate their wins. But the journal starts off with a planner where the first day, the days 1 through 50, it gives you time slots from as a single mother, you're up 5 a.m., maybe earlier, and you may even stay up to 11 p.m. So it has slots for all those who you can record your time and notice what areas you're spending more time in and make adjustments in order to finish projects, to start new projects, really accountability to get things done. And with this book, I've been on a mission to lead by example by going through the 50 days and capturing moments with my daughter, other things that are happening during the day, and showing the way that I'm recording my wins, my challenges, and then it has a section on the planning on how to overcome those challenges. But at
yeah,
the
very,
beginning, okay,
yeah,
go ahead.
I think that's a genius book. It's like you have defined your own plan to help single parents document through their day when they have any struggles, any obstacles. They can look into it, journal, see where they went wrong, not wrong, but
Right.
where things were too much or overwhelming, and they can jot it down and find ways to address it.
Yes.
And I just want to add, actually, today's my post on LinkedIn, it is not related to your book, but
Mhm.
actually it was something that I'm working on. But so I had a thought to write about. So it's about, I wrote, uh, intentionality gradually reveals your vision, step by step, day by day. So you took, you had intention to document. I know you are documenting your daily, but you are going after one goal. Whatever that goal is, you are intentional every day documenting it. You say for 50 days,
For
and
50 days.
that probably helped you to become who you are. And I know you have, I know you did not mention in the beginning, but you have bachelor's in chemistry, master's in chemistry, master's in cybersecurity and project management,
Mhm.
right? Or policy. And also you work at forgot the name. Is it you? Yeah, can you remind me where you work now?
Oh, right now I am a public health service officer
Yeah, public health.
within the federal government.
Yeah. And yeah, thank you for your service of what you do and what you've gone through. You've whatever you've done in your life has helped you get to where you are. And I'm wishing that you will continue to do the same. Anything else you want to talk about in that book before we switch to?
Yeah, also in this book, at the very beginning, I give a narrative of my story and the reason why I chose to write a journal. Because as a single mother, I felt myself feeling a little bit overwhelmed. Like, okay, how am I gonna get everything done that I want to do? But I have to say that every day is not perfect, but this particular journal holds you accountable, and it gives you the prompting, like, yes, I need to continue on this path to
Yeah,
go closer to my goals.
yeah. Actually, I like what you are doing. I was feeling goosebumps when you were talking about that. And the reason why I started this, one of the other reasons why I started this show is to help people, to help people see a path to their to their unique potential. And I think what you are saying through your book and your story, what you're sharing, I know people are going to resonate with this. There's people just like you who are maybe stranded. So what you're doing is very noble. And if anybody wants to get a hold of the book, and I know it's in Amazon
It's an
also.
Amazon.
Yeah. And also on your website, I think you have a website where you write about other people's books. So there's more guidelines there too.
Yes.
So I'm going to switch away from your books unless you have anything else you want to mention.
Oh, the other books are fiction books.
Okay.
The first fiction book is Sweet Daddy's Funeral.
Mm-hmm.
And this particular book was loosely based upon my father. I didn't know his nickname was Sweet Daddy until the funeral.
Yeah.
And the main character, she is a professional, and
Yeah.
she's trying to figure out whether or not she wants to continue to in the corporate world, continue
Mm-hmm.
getting promotions, or take over the business that her father, Sweet Daddy, left her.
Yeah.
It's just a teaser for
That's
that.
very good. I'll tell you a story now that you're talking about fathers. I know by now I grew up in the orphanage. I went into the orphanage when I was very young, and so my parents had passed away. But when I went, I had never gone back to my rural home until this past year. I went in
Okay.
December, so over 3 decades. So when I went there, one of the uncles, which I had never seen before, also told me this. He pulled me aside and he said, "I need to tell you about your father." And my uncle was suffering from a mental illness, and he went missing in the rural area, in the forested land. He went missing for a few days, and my father was able to bring all the boys and men in the community together, and they went on a search to find him. So this is my uncle now telling me this story, and he was almost crying when he was telling me
Mhm.
this. And they went on a search until they found him. And then just before I was leaving, we were finished talking, and we were just taking off. And he told me again, if it wasn't for your father, he wouldn't be alive. I wouldn't be alive today. Like he wouldn't be alive today. So now when I think about what I do, how I help people
Mhm.
and connecting the dots all the way back to where I came from, I think, and that's why I encourage everyone to connect the dots to their origin and connect the dots into the future to whom they want to become. And when I help people, when I face any challenge, those are my fuel to keep moving forward. So I just wanted to share that. Now you're talking about Sweet Daddy and the impact
Yes.
he had on your life. So, and you have to write about it. I haven't written
Yeah.
any book yet.
I think you should. You should.
Yeah.
It'll be therapeutic, and then you never know who you may help. Because even with Sweet Daddy's funeral, I didn't know that a few people came up to me and said that they could identify with the story. Any authors out there? I interview authors who have published books. I've interviewed people affiliated with publishing books, as far as like, I interviewed a voiceover artist once. Just anyone that's affiliated with the publishing industry are welcome. I interview them on my platform so they can actually, just what you're doing right now, Felix, so that they can tell their story
Yeah.
and to influence people to purchase their books.
Yeah.
And I think that's important because as an author, it's hard to market yourself. And it's also hard to speak about what you've written after you've written it. But I think that the personal touch of being able to describe what you've written to the public will really help you get the message across and potentially increase your sales.
Basically, what you're doing is helping them maximize their reach, bringing them, making sure that they have visibility, their work has visibility, and what they do. You're also maximizing the impact that some of the things that they write about, more people can get a chance to read. So you're not only helping them, in turn, you are helping almost everyone that tunes in. So I know in a way, you are showcasing some of your personal brand, like you mentioned, peace, resiliency, dependability, and poise. You're helping them through all that process to get for people to discover them. And I think that's a good thing that you're doing. I think
Thank you.
you do this through SJ Writes. That's your
Yes, yes,
website
right.
name,
That's my website name and also my YouTube channel.
SJS Writes.